I'm tired of people pushing me around. The reason I'm with you is because of something that occurred 8 years ago. October 16th, 2010, Decorah, Iowa, Luther College, my freshman year. 5th game of the season. We're playing our rival Central College. It's a beautiful fall day. Leaves on the trees are changing colors. It's a low 50s, partly cloudy. You can't ask for better football weather. Well, as a freshman, I get to play on all the special teams. So when we score a touchdown this third quarter, I run out to the field for our kickoff. I line up on the right side of the field. I'm amped. This is my opportunity to make a play, to make a name for myself as a freshman. The ball's kicked. I sprint downfield as hard as I go, and I can see this opening for me. That ball carrier is trying to score a touchdown, and I'm going to stop him. And I collide with him at full speed. But I mistime my jump. Just by a split second, instead of getting my head in front of the ball carrier, my head collides right with his legs. In an instant, I lose all feeling and movement from my neck down. Face down, motionless. I'm confused. Why can I not get up? The game is going to stop for me. This is going to be embarrassing. Chris, get up. Stand up. Just stand up. What I didn't know then was I suffered a severe spinal cord injury. And it would take me many years before I'll stand again. Have you ever had that experience where you think, I've got this? You know you're good, maybe the best. You take pride in what you do, who you are. Everything is working out. But then something happens. Something you didn't expect. Maybe you miscalculated your move. You missed an opportunity. You take a hit. You're knocked down and you don't know how to get back up. It feels as if everything you've worked for is slipping away. You've fallen behind. You question whether it's even worth the effort to keep going. I think in some way you or the team you lead are facing this. We all get hit and knocked down. But what's most important is standing back up. And I know if I can stand up after being knocked down, then you can too. You can beat the odds and make a comeback. Not as what you were, but stronger, more determined, and empowered to make a greater impact than ever before. And it's my goal in our time together that you know how to do exactly that. Before October 16, 2010, I thought I gave it my all in everything that I did. But now I know I was wrong. It's my spinal cord injury that's helped fulfill the potential in me. Potential I had no idea existed. Now I'm making a different kind of impact. A greater one. I'm no longer making tackles for my football team. I'm changing lives. Today, you're going to hear my story and one of the steps that you can take that have the power to stand, which will help you and your team reach a level of success and influence beyond anything you have planned or maybe even imagined. Now back to my story. I'm laying there, face down, motionless. They immediately call in for a helicopter to fly me out to Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, to have emergency surgery. And this is a picture of my x-ray. You don't have to be a radiologist to see the break in my neck. October 17, 2010. I wake up and my life was flipped upside down. The first conversation I had was with my surgeon. He says, Chris, you have a 3% chance to ever regain any feeling or movement back below your neck. How can this be? This was not the plan I had for myself. And in that moment, all I can think is, no way, not me. No way, not me. This is not going to be my life. I am not going to accept this. I will not be that 97%. I'm going to do whatever I can to be that 3%. And I went to work right away. That same day, I was able to shrug my left shoulder, beating the odds. That excitement turned to disappointment. I want more for my life than to shrug my left shoulder. I want my life back. I want to walk. I'll never forget, trying to go to bed was the worst. When I had no distractions, it's quiet, it's dark, and my thoughts just run wild. Will I ever meet a girl that will be with me? Will I ever be happy? And I would cry myself to sleep a lot of my nights. I'll never forget on the 4th night in the ICU, I can't sleep, it's 3 a.m. I'm trying to distract myself, but nothing is working. I have this physician come in to check my vitals, which is typical. Someone checks my vitals every 2 hours, but then they leave. This physician does something different. She comes over to my bedside, she gets down on one knee, and she says, "Chris, look me in the eyes." And she was kind of mean about it. And so I lock eyes with her, and she's this short woman, slender, short reddish hair, glasses, in her 60s, and she has this voice that sounds like she came straight out of a Western movie. And she says, "Chris, my name is Georgia. I'm from Wyoming. Do you know anyone from Wyoming?" I say no. I'm thinking, where is this going? She says, "Well, people from Wyoming don't tell lies. And I want you to know, you will beat this. You will beat this." I instantly break down crying. I was in such a vulnerable place where I questioned whether it's even worth the effort and the time to even try. And in that moment, she restored my faith. And after that, I never doubted whether it's worth it to try. And just to think how she just went above and beyond what she was asked to do, and that's what made the biggest difference. And really, that we all can make a difference. However, that kind of impact can go one of two ways. It can be positive or negative. And unfortunately, I would experience a negative one just 5 weeks later. At the 5-week mark, I'm making some progress. I have sensation throughout my body. I'm moving my arms, but nothing in my leg. I'm not moving them at all. And I want to feel or move something in my leg so badly. Well, I wake up on this morning, I feel a new sensation in my left big toe. I don't know what it means, but it feels like something is happening. Something special is happening to this left big toe. I have to tell my doctor. And I'm with my dad. We're excited. The doctor finally comes in. I'm sharing the great news, and he could care less. And so I plead with him, can you just take my shoe off, take my sock off, and look at this left big toe? And he wouldn't do it. He's saying, Chris, you're experiencing a phantom feeling. That you want to believe that you can feel something differently in your left big toe so badly, you tricked yourself into thinking it's real. But you made it up. I knew it wasn't a phantom feeling. I knew I didn't make it up. Then the last thing he says to me, Chris, you'll never move anything in your legs ever again. He turns and walks out like it was no big deal. I was crushed. I was with my dad who was devastated. I consider my dad to be the strongest person I know. I've never seen him cry until this moment. And with tears in his eyes, he turns to me. He says, Chris, do not let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do. I look back at him with tears in my eyes and say, I never will. And I responded with more hope, determination than ever before, that I'm going to prove this doctor wrong. And I hear George's words, you will beat this. And I completely recommit myself to my training. Because one thing I know is that your future will take care of itself when you take care of today. Well, not even a week later, on Thanksgiving morning, of all mornings, I wiggle that exact left big toe that doctor said I would never move again. I was pumped. I was so fired up. I was telling every nurse and therapist, you go find that doctor, who I like to call Dr. Phantom. Bring Dr. Phantom in here and tell him the Phantom this, as I wiggle my toe in his face. It was probably for the best. He was gone that day. I might have been too fired up. But that toe wiggle, it grew to be so much more. I started to get strength in my hamstring, my quads, eventually able to stand up. Thank you. But do you think Georgia has any idea the significance her words had on me that day? I doubt it. But I doubt any one of us realizes the impact that we can have on someone else. But I know it matters. And we all have a choice to make. We can be a Georgia or we can be a Dr. Phantom. We all can make a difference in the lives of others. And sometimes it only takes a few moments. And the reason I'm with you today is because I want to be a Georgia to you. And I want you and your team to be a Georgia to others. So my first and the only thing I'm sharing today to have the power to stand is to be a Georgia. Now this inspiration, these words of you will beat this led to one of my accomplishments that happened 4.5 years later with the help of my now wife, Emily, which I want to show you today. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, Susan. Thank you.